I'm Amanda Schneider. I'm an independent real estate agent. We've been in Colorado Springs for over 10 years. We love hiking. That's part of the draw of being here in Colorado Springs. We just recently bought an RV, so now we're RVers. We're really into fitness, working out, tennis. So I was in the Army for 6 years. I was stationed in Germany, then Fort Huachuca, Arizona. I'm also a former military spouse. My husband was in the Special Forces for 13 years. I was actually a military contractor for several years, and one of the software companies I was working for, they're stationed here. And that's where I met my husband. So the Colorado lifestyle is very important to me, and I feel like I'm kind of an expert on that. We just took a year away from Colorado, traveling in our RV just to see kind of what other areas of the United States we might want to live, and we are back here in Colorado because it's literally one of the best places to live. To me, Colorado Springs is so special. A lot of it is the weather. I don't think you can get better weather anywhere. A place that even when it's winter, when it's snowing, I mean, we might have 6 inches of snow and the next day it's melted and we have 300 days of sunshine. It's just the ability to be outside the majority of the year. I'm originally from Nebraska, so I'm from a culture where everyone is friendly. Everyone says hello, even if you don't know each other, you wave when you're driving down the street. And Colorado has a lot of that, especially Colorado Springs. Just a very down-to-earth community. Everyone is very friendly, very dog-friendly, which is another thing that I love. So my husband is from New York and he lived on Long Island and he loves water. And that's one of his biggest complaints about Colorado is that we don't have a lot of water. So having a huge reservoir like that would be amazing to him. And that was part of the reason why we were looking somewhere else other than Colorado is could we find a place like Colorado with water? So to have something like that would be great. We've gone to the Pueblo Reservoir a few times and the one up in Aurora, but having something within driving distance, 30, 45 minutes would be fantastic. I have never been to another military base where it is friendlier and just more amenities within the city. I mean, as a lot of military people probably know, especially in the Army, we don't get stationed in some of the very nice places. A lot of the military bases are outside places you just don't want to be, and Colorado Springs is one of the best. I think being in the military makes it hard to find housing. One, you're being stationed in a place you have potentially never been to, you're not familiar with. And then here in Colorado Springs too, just our housing prices make it really hard. The first time that my husband and I used the VA home loan, we were competing against a lot of investors that want to move here, just people in general that want to move here. And it was hard to get our offer accepted. We made several offers before we bought our first place. If you've never been in the military, maybe it doesn't make sense to you, but when you're on a military base, you're just surrounded by military members. If you're lower enlisted, you're surrounded by officers. It can be a bit stressful to just constantly be living in that life. And you just want to be able to kind of turn that off and live your civilian life where you're integrated into just a normal society that doesn't know about the military. You want to be able to, grab a slice of pizza, go to a coffee house, just relax and not always be around other military members. So I have a client right now. He's a couple years from retiring and he is stationed out at Schneider, and they have decided to look up in northeastern Colorado Springs, which is still a 30 to 45 minute drive for him, just because there's really nothing in the area. They don't want to live in Elkhart or whatever the closest little town is. That's just not for them. They're people that enjoy going out to nice restaurants. They enjoy having a drink here and there. Being surrounded by culture, as well as a very walkable neighborhood, is super important to them. So they have decided to buy up in Wolf Ranch, which is northeastern part of Colorado Springs. But like I said, it's still a huge commute for him. And on days when he is stuck in that, 5 o'clock traffic, it can be over an hour for him to get home. He would absolutely love being that. I mean, who wouldn't want a 5-minute commute, 10-minute commute versus, anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour, and just having a very walkable community that would have restaurants, coffee shops, things like that they could do on the weekends would be life-changing for them for sure. I mean, being able to be that close to base, I think is life-changing. Think about having 2 hours of your life back every day that you don't have to do that commute, and just being able to spend more time with your family, doing more things that you love, especially military members, because a lot of times we have crazy hours. We don't always work the 8 to 5. We might have 14-hour days, staff duty, those kinds of things. So being within a few minutes drive to where you work is substantial.